Hello and welcome back to the Masquerade of Misery. This world, as we know, is full of fakery, manipulation, mind games, lies, no matter the situation, whether it's social gatherings, job interviews, and yes, dates. So welcome back, guys. Today's topic was recommended by Dictator, and yeah, today we're gonna talk about first dates and dating in general. What a fucking pain in the ass that is. Just let me start by the fact that just like life itself, it's also a masquerade, because we go to meet someone for the very first time, even if you chatted before or talked on the phone. It's not the same as meeting in person. So when you go on these first dates, of course you feel nervous because will the other person like me? Will I fuck something up? Will I embarrass myself? Will something bad happen? Will we enjoy the time together? Will this whole mission fail? All kinds of questions and doubts and worries pop up in our heads. And we have to make sure to dress up nicely. And as women, most of us put on some fucking makeup, style our hair nicely, because we always wanna impress others. And it's also an animalistic trait in humans that, we have to decorate ourselves and present ourselves as so desirable and perfect to fucking breed. Like a goddamn ritual. You see the mating rituals of animals, that's what they do. They show off their beautiful feathers like some birds. And look how fuckable I am. Mate with me, choose me. We do the same shit. But instead of, doing weird movements and showing off simply our outfit, we will have to play fucking mind games, test the boundaries, think about what topic we can talk about, which ones we should avoid, how shall we behave, is our body language fine. So as I mentioned, this dressing up stuff also has to do with the first impression, because we hold this bullshit so important, first impression. And yeah, it can count and it can give you an indication of, whether the person is worth your time or a kind one or an asshole. However, it's a tricky thing to judge someone just from the very first time you meet them, because anyone can have a really shitty day, anyone can get clumsy at a moment, you can get into ridiculous situation anytime, and most of the time, let's face it, that it happens when someone else is watching. I would say that we should always give at least one more chance to someone, especially if that first impression and that first meeting was very brief and you couldn't properly talk to that other person. But yeah, of course, if you, let's say you spend at least an hour or more with the other one and you really feel uncomfortable all the way and you don't really find anything you like about them, then yeah, it's pointless to continue. But other times, when you just meet someone, you don't know what's going on inside their head, what happened to them on that day. So I would say that maybe one more chance is acceptable to give. What surely is frustrating to everyone when it comes to dating is how you have to tiptoe around everything. You're walking on fucking eggshells. you have to consider so many things. What can I say? What topic we should talk about? How will the other react? What will they say or do if I do or say this and this? Shall I joke? Shall I tell some deeper thoughts or some secret about myself? Shall I open up? How much shall I open up on the first date or the second? You know, you have to do these fucking calculations about, oh, on the first date, what should happen, what shouldn't, and on the second date, if there is, how far we can go, how much further. It's tiring, and you always have to control so many things, even about how you eat. If you eat together at a restaurant, oh, make sure I don't slurp the fucking food, make sure I hold the utensils properly. Then with guys, oh, the guy needs to make sure that, to help the lady sit down, pull the chair out for her, or, this courtesy stuff. Then, oh, you have to be careful if there's an awkward silence because, oh, that's so embarrassing, and how shall I break the ice? Which one of us will do it first? It's like you constantly have to try to look into the mind or read the mind of the other, which is fucking impossible, obviously. And you just end up playing a fucking game that both of you feel uncomfortable with, because you cannot be your very, very true self yet, and you both know this, and you have to portion out how much you share about yourself, and as time progresses, how much more you should share. So there are all these thoughts and nervousness and worries going through the woman's head, the guy's head, or if there are two girls, two guys, whatever, but both parties are struggling with this whole situation, and basically you just cannot wait to figure out whether this person will be your future partner or you should just move on, because this part is the one that everyone fucking hates. And imagine that maybe you already were in a relationship, you went through all these long ass fucking steps, you came a long way, and then you broke up or you got a divorce, and then you have to do this shit all over again once you meet someone new. And not to mention that how many times does it happen that you find out that the person you thought you knew is absolutely, completely different. It can turn out that it was a major psychopath, a manipulator, a narcissist, a fucking serial killer, you never know. That's the scary part, that there are so many dirty secrets that don't come to light, and if they do, it's too late. So we always have to choose so fucking wisely. You have to be careful not to creep out the other person, or just in general be careful. And even if you enjoy the time together, you both open up, you start joking, you start getting more honest, sharing stories, even maybe embarrassing ones. That's great, but you still, of course, don't show 100% of who you really are. And maybe we never will, because even as the Japanese say, there's a face that you show to the outside, to the rest of the people who are not in your circle. Then you show a different face to your family, a different one to your friends, and the real, absolute, authentic person is when you are on your own, when you are alone. That's your true self. And it's true that we don't share every single tiny thought and secret, even with our partner or parents or anyone that we are really close to. So, you have to go through these fucking dates. You have to wonder also about the end, when the date ends, and both of you are like, wonder if there will be a kiss, and you both struggle that, oh, I wonder if I should kiss her, or when is it acceptable from which date to get naked and fuck. You never know. You have to find out the standards and the values of the other person, because there are people who say that nah, on the first date I won't even kiss, let alone breathe, while others, they just meet up and you know what, let's fuck, and then they do so. Oh, and let me not start on the fucking dating websites, what fucking utter cringe they are, and how many sick minds you can find there. And yeah, I listen to some true horror stories or true cases that happened many times, and many of them are related to these catfishing through these goddamn websites, and how some even killers can find their victims through these applications and websites. So this world is really fucking dangerous. You really never know what you will get yourself into. So the point is that first dates, and even maybe the second, the third, is full of doubts, full of fakery. You have to show your best self and control yourself in many ways. And if you are lucky enough to get together and you are able to open up to each other completely, and then you move in. We have a saying in Hungary that goes, lakva ismerszik meg az ember, which means that once you move in together with someone, once you are under the same roof, that's when you really get to know each other. All the annoying habits of one another, all the flaws that were hidden before. And this is when also couples start arguing more and more, because you really are together all the time. Well, except for when you go to work or whatever you have to do separately, but the point is, that's when you spend the most time together. That's when you really see the details. So this is when most relationships come to the most important phase and spot, which is when you really get to decide if you really wish to stay together for the long term, or you shall just fucking end it. And unfortunately, a lot of relationships don't survive this part, because in the end I realized we are so different, you are too annoying, you are not for me. And I mentioned in my video about the fictional characters that in real life we really like just not trying, not move a fucking muscle, not do any effort to fix something that could be fixed together. When it comes to relationships, it's easier just to toss away the other one and then on to the next one. Maybe it will be better, but no, you will find out that there's no perfect person. So once you start your life together, living under the same roof, having to manage the household together, to manage the finances, pay the bills, all this bullshit, that's when you have to actually do a teamwork and cooperate and make compromises if necessary. And obviously that is when most breakups and divorces happen, because oh shit, I realized that you are not the one for me, and but I won't get too deep into this. I think that if we stop bullshitting around in every situation, not just dates but even job interviews, if we start bullshitting and from the very first moment everyone agreed that okay, I'm gonna show 100% the real face of mine, no bullshitting, no lies, no sugarcoating, this is who I am, my honest thoughts, opinions, my sense of humor, what I like, what I don't like. If from the very beginning everyone was honest and not playing around and be careful and all this bullshit, I think that most of the times it would work out way better, because you wouldn't waste each other's time. You could find out already on the first or second date that okay, I like this motherfucker right here, and I wouldn't mind spending more time together with them. I wouldn't even mind being a committed, serious relationship with this person, and let's see where it goes. Or you just say, nah, this guy or this woman is not for me, so let's move on. before we waste each other's time even more. To sum it up, with honesty, straightforwardness, no mind games, no bullshitting. So much, but so much time could be spared, so much energy could be spared, and there wouldn't be so many fucked up, broken relationships. I don't think that so many would end. The same goes for job interviews. I don't even wanna start on the job interviews. I already talked about it in my second video actually. That it's also about lying. You know you are lying. The interviewer knows you are lying. And you both know that the interviewer is lying as well. So it's all about, yet again, it's a bullshitting contest. Who can lie better? Who can play a role better and pretend? It's disgusting. Every fucking situation should be honest. Even if it's hurtful. I know that white lies have their purpose, and it's not always a good idea to completely tell the other person what exactly is on your mind, what your exact opinion is. We have to be tactful. What I'm saying is that there's too much masquerade, too much bullshitting when it comes to human relations and communication. We should decrease the amount of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what you think, and I still accept any recommendation. And don't worry if I don't do them in order, as they arrived. It's because before I make a video, I usually just simply decide which one I'm in the mood to talk about, and then I do that one. But it doesn't mean I forgot about all the other ideas that I had or what you recommended. Thank you for joining me today, and there's actually someone that we will never be disappointed in, someone who doesn't bullshit around, someone who accepts us the way we are, someone that is actually worth our commitment. Praise the Grim Reaper. And this bullshit situations, unwanted Tudtam, bazd meg, rohagy szét. This is when most relationships come, or all. Or this is when fuck you.